Beginning, welcome. If you are just beginning, welcome. Perfect timing for you this morning to hear this. If you have been on your journey for a while and maybe you've struggled, this could be something that might help you carry on in a very forward fashion. So what we're talking about this morning is journaling. And I don't know about you, but when I hear that word, I am just like, I don't want to sit and write my feelings down. No, this is something completely different. This is journaling your journey as far as Optavia goes. You can take it deeper, but this is just a good footing. This could build a very strong foundation for you. So let's get going. We are journaling your journey. The American Journal of Preventive Medicine found that people who keep a food diary doubled the amount of weight they lost. Now we know with our Optavia plan, if you follow the plan, you are going to lose weight. This is just kind of a safety net, and especially if you have fallen back just a little bit. So what is it? It's math. Suzette, I thought about you when I was typing this. For those of you that might not know, Suzette was a math teacher, and she's all about the numbers. So when we talk about journaling, what we are talking about is keeping track of everything that goes in your mouth. So on the Optavia plan, we know it's going to be 5 fuelings per day, a full lean and green meal per day, and a minimum of 64 ounces of water. So when you are tracking, one of the things that you can see is, am I having a good mix of my types of fuelings? For example, are you filling your day with 5 bars every day? That's sometimes that happens and we can't avoid it. On the times that you can, it's a good idea to have a great mix between the more liquid ones like your shakes, the mix ones like the lovable brownies, and then your bars. Especially when beginning program, if you load yourself up with 5 bars, some people, not everybody, but some people can have a little digestion issue, shall we say. Like I said, not everybody does, but some can. So when you're looking back, if you keep a journal, you can say, oh, yeah, on the days that I only had 1 or 2 bars, I felt a whole lot better. So that's just one benefit of keeping track. You know what you've had, you know specifically if you've had too many of one thing, not enough of another. Accountability, we talk a lot about accountability within Optavia. Right now, you are using one of your layers of support via community. Monday night, we have another layer of community. That is what we call an external partner. Your coach is an external partner. But when you write down what you have eaten or what you have consumed, then you personally become more responsible for your own choices. This, I believe, is one of the areas that trips people up. We don't work as much in our minds as we can or as we should. So when you see it in black and white, it makes a big difference. Keeps us honest. Those, I have been making, where I live in central Illinois, and the kind of spring that we have had, very, very wet. We have had a ton of beautiful rhubarb. The rhubarb crop is just killer this year. if you're not familiar with rhubarb, the only way to eat rhubarb is with tons of sugar, tons of sugar. Definitely not on the Optavia plan. I have been making jelly with the rhubarb. I have not even licked the spoon. But if I would have, it would have had to have gone in the journal, because everything that goes in the mouth needs to go on the paper so that you see it with your eyes. How easy is it to justify what we don't write down? You still ate it. It's still a fact, whether you wrote it down or not. You did consume, for me, it could have been the rhubarb jelly. When you see it, it just makes things very much more real. And when you go back and look at it, you're like, why am I not losing anything? Those little licks, they make a big difference. Or one thing that I cannot bring into my house is Fritos. I absolutely love Fritos. They are not in my house in this minute at all, because I can't have just one or two. And dang it, I am not going to write those suckers down. Okay, so keeping us honest, we need that. And just like I mentioned, we can identify some patterns that are going on. Too much time in between fuelings. That can cause you to be overly hungry. Yes, sometimes we do get busy. We need a cue. My cue is my Eat Wise app. If you are not familiar with the Eat Wise app, it's free, and it will send you reminders when it is time to eat. You set it up for every 2.5 to 3 hours. It will send you reminders. You click on Eat, and it resets the reminders for the rest of the day, so that you don't have this stumbling block of too much time in between your fuelings. When that happens, often you can cram too much in late in the day just to say that you had it, just to say that you ate it. Again, structure is what we are going for. And when you put this in your journal, helps you keep in that structure. We don't want you getting super starved and then just grabbing garbage, because we all know how easy that is to do. Have you ever skipped a day doing something, then skipped a second day because, it's all right, skipped a third day, like working out, like journaling? Once you skip a day, it does make it easier to skip the next, and it just goes on and on. When you have your journal in front of you, when you keep it in the forefront of your mind, it's very easy to see what you need to do. It's right there in black and white. You don't have to rely on anything else. You have it right there. I don't know if any of you set smaller goals on your way to the bigger goals, but this is really fun when you have it in your journal and you can see, let's say you have 10 pounds. Those are your small increments towards your big goal. You can see when you have lost those 10 pounds. You can also, in your journal, put down how you rewarded yourself. And we would love for this to be a non-food reward. Sometimes I have gotten manicures, pedicures. You can buy a new pair of shoes. I've been known to do that as well. Just small little rewards. Maybe you're down enough, you need to go buy some new clothes. Just some options. You can keep track of your rewards right along with your small goals that you have met. And all of this plays into the role of how we want to have healthy habits established. That's what the Optavia plan is, because Optavia is definitely not a diet. creating healthy habits to last a lifetime for optimal living. How many of you have already figured out there is so much more that goes on in here with Optavia? The fabulous side effect is we see it on our bodies. That's a great side effect. But the more important thing is what goes on in here. Journaling is just one of those ways that you can help create those healthy habits, not only create, but sustain. That's what we need to do. Some of the options that you have for journaling, of course, paper and pen, that works just terrific. If you go to the habitsofhealth.com website, you will see daily and monthly tracker sheets. If you want to print those out, that is an option as well. There are different apps that you can get on your phone. I don't know if you pay or if those are free. Personally, I do not use an app for any of that, but there are plenty out there available. If you have any questions, I'm sure somebody in this group could help with that. And then another option, now that we are definitely in a digital world, are spreadsheets. All of us seem to have computers and laptops, phones. Spreadsheets is a big option. I am going to hit stop share. If anybody has any questions before we roll on into another part of this, I would love to know if has anybody journaled on their journey? Not seeing any hands. I know Kay Ellen has journaled, and this is who I'm going to bring on next is Kay Ellen. Kay Ellen started a program at the end of December. This woman has journaled like you would not believe. This has been a huge part of her success. She has had great success. She's down, well, she weighs in on Mondays. She has almost reached another big time goal. I will let her share that with you. Journaling is her jam. So, Kay Ellen, if you will take yourself off mute and then share your screen, she is going to show you just how detailed she has become with a spreadsheet to help keep her on track. Take it away, Kay Ellen.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see everyone. I'm not usually on this call because it's far too early for me on a Saturday morning. But anyway, so just a little bit of background. I work in finance accounting, so spreadsheets talk to me. So that is why I created what I did. I don't know if any of you journaled in your guide when you first started the program, and I did. The first 28 days are in here, and after I got to 28 days, I'm thinking, now, what am I going to do? Because that was journaling in here and writing everything down in the times just to keep track. It was a very important thing to me, and I thought, gosh, I got to do something. So that is why I created an Excel spreadsheet, basically to hopefully I can share this. Can you see it?
There it is. It just came up.
Okay. So I created an Excel spreadsheet because because I work in this all day long, every day, because I work in a major healthcare company here in Illinois. And so basically today, for me, as you're looking at this spreadsheet, I have all the months, the tabs down here, keeping track daily, my times, what I eat. And this has been very significant for me. Like this morning, I got up early, much to my dismay. And Linda knows me, so she's gonna have to bear with me. So this morning I got up, and I'm trying to think of the time my alarm went off. It was probably 7 o'clock I ate this morning. So I put 7 o'clock in here. And every morning, because I love the oatmeal so much, I put that, oatmeal is my go-to every morning when I get up. Just because it seems like it's I don't know, it holds more substance for me than a lot of the other things. And so it just gets me off to a good start. So once I put in my first time of the day, I go ahead and I fill in the rest of them. So like my next one I'll probably drink. And anybody who knows me before I even started program knows that I like coffee, and I like to put hot chocolate in my coffee. I always have done that. So on this plan is very fortunate that the velvety hot chocolate is perfect for my coffee every morning. So and I didn't know, at first I didn't realize it, but as I was talking to Linda, she said, well, you can count that as a fueling. I said, really? That's good news. So actually sometimes I have that twice a day, just because we have these new fancy coffee machines at work, and it's just kind of fun just to push buttons. So anyway, so then I'll fill in the rest of the times. And this is actually, I'm on my personal computer today, but I usually have this on my work computer because my work computer is up 24/7. So so I go in there and I keep it actually on my list of things on the bottom of my toolbar that I can bring it up just anytime I need to. And I just log it in here every time I eat something, I put it on this log. So and it follows the same principle as your the 28 days in the journal that I started out with. So it keeps me on this keeps me on focus, it keeps me on plan, it lets me see what I'm eating. And so I do try to like you were saying, I do try to make variations of the things that I eat. However, the brownie seems to be pretty consistent with maybe once and possibly twice a day, just because it's so good. So anyway, started a new month here. So I'm in June. I have July ready to go. I haven't done it all the way out to December just because of lack of time. I just haven't had time to get there. But anyway, so May is all here. This is everything I did 8 in May, all my journal, all my days, the times, what day I'm actually on. And what did I say today? Yeah, today I'm on 160, day 160. So I started the plan December 27th. I had asked Linda, I said, should I start it before Christmas? She says, no, just wait till after Christmas. So that's what I did. So December 27th, that day really sticks in my brain. So so the interesting thing about this, because I had shared this with Linda, I don't know, probably pretty early that I was doing this. And I kept telling her about it, and she says, well, I want to see it. You gotta share that. I said, well, I don't know. It's got a lot of personal information on it. So I wasn't too excited about it. But anyway, once she said that, she asked me if I would be willing to share this morning. So I actually sat down with it this week and did what I really wanted to do with it, to where I have a stats page here on a tab here on the beginning. And this is my weigh-ins. And this is my progress report down here. And as you can see, I've consistently gone down to, so I do my, stat on here, my, my watch, I guess that's what Linda called it. A waist, arms, thighs, chest, hips, and then my weight. This is my, I do these measurements every 2 weeks, and I usually do it on Monday. But because of this morning, I went ahead and I'm going to do it again on Monday too, Linda. But to this day, and my weight this morning, I'm going to put this in here. I have lost another 3.8 pounds since a week ago, Monday. So that brings me to, and this cell is not formulated. So I need to formulate that quick. Lost a total of 71.9 pounds.
Yay.
December 27th.
Oh,
So
good.
I didn't do my watch this morning. I just, because like I say, it was early. So I didn't want to take the time and I wanted to hop in the shower. So anyway, this is my digital journal. This is what I call my digital journal. And it makes a lot of sense to me just because this is the way my brain works. But some people, it might be a lot, very confusing. But for me and the journaling daily, like I did in the beginning for the first 28 days is just very helpful to me. I can honestly and proudly say that I have not waned from the program since December 27th. So, and as you can see, I've lost, it's been worth it, 71.9 pounds. So anyway, that's my journal. That's my digital journal. I went on program because I was just tired of all the other diets I've tried and all the not sticking to it and always something would, I'm an emotional eater and I've told Linda that I'm an emotional eater and anytime anything happens in not necessarily just my life, but anywhere, you know, you just eat. You eat when you're sad. You eat when you're happy. You eat when you do this. You eat to celebrate. You just eating all the time, and usually weekends, like Paul was saying, vacations for me. Yeah, you may as well forget it. And then good for Paul. He came back and went back on program. That's awesome. That's very difficult for me to do. So, I usually try to stick around home. But anyway, so if anybody has any questions about it, you can let me know, but it's been helpful for me. So
I love seeing your bars and the progress.
Oh
Just
yeah,
the
that's cool.
steady decline. Yes. The steady decline since you began. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
For somebody that like me, that I don't have a clue how to do spreadsheets like this, is this a shareable item, a blank one, if somebody wanted to start journaling in a digital fashion?
This is I mean, it could be. This is just my journey. So right. Of course it's going to change, the number of days and that kind of thing is going to change to everybody's specific start a program and that sort of thing. So this is just me. And yes, I believe that I haven't got it to the point where you can just where we'll program on specifically the times and and the days and stuff up here, that's going to have to be specific to your own individual story. And I think that, and it can happen. I just don't have it to that point yet. So I was good to get it to this point with the stats this week. It was something I always wanted to do though, and I just have never had time to get there. But I was working from home this week.
And if you saw the WFH on Kay Ellen's journal here, that stands for working from home. She keeps track of the days that she works from home and the days that she travels into the office. And that can make a difference for some people in their structure. For some people, it's hard to be at home and work because food is readily available. But the flip side can also be true. Some people have trouble in the office because there's more food and they feel much more comfortable at home. So that is a detail that is in her journal. She was keeping track of activity. Walking the halls is a big thing where she works. If you guys knew Kay Ellen and where she started and Kay Ellen where she is right now, world of difference. And I asked her one time, we were talking about the amount, just the numbers of weight that she had lost. But I asked the bigger question, how much emotional baggage have you lost?
Yeah.
And it far exceeds the big number of pounds lost. So thank you, Kay Ellen. Appreciate it.
You are welcome. I'm going to stop sharing now.
Okay, thank you.
How do I do that? Oh, there it is. I knew it was somewhere.
There you go. So this may have planted seeds for some of you who might want to create your own digital journey. This is just Kay Ellen's, like she said, what works for her and how she thinks. Myself, I'm a paper and pen girl. So it's not what method that you use, it's that you use some method that makes sense to you. So Suzette, there you go.
Awesome, Linda. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions or comments about what you just heard? Your type of journaling, anything like that? All right. Well, yes, Paul. You have to take yourself off mute.
It may not be for everyone, but I just want to remind everyone that journaling is a great idea, however you do it. I did it, but it reminds me of the joke about the very first US astronauts that met in the space station with the cosmonauts the first time. And the astronauts were bragging about this ballpoint pen that NASA had developed, cost $2 million, that would write in zero gravity. And they showed it to the Russians, and the Russians said, we just use a pencil. So the point is, you can do it any way you want. You don't have to be as complicated as Kay Ellen's, but if you just write things down, it will help.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like Linda had said, even those licks, those bites, those tastes, we may want to say, oh, that didn't matter. We still write it down. If it goes in your mouth, it goes on the paper, because that can answer questions for you. If you're doing that consistently and you ask your coach, okay, why am I not seeing the number going down this last week or two? Then you can actually pull out that paper and see that, okay, I tasted this, I had a spoonful of this, I made the kids a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I licked the spoon, all of those things that are adding, the sugars, the calories, things that are not within the program to get you to your goal. So being consistent with writing down everything you consume can answer those questions if they come up. Anyone else have a question or a comment?
So good, Kay, Ellen, and Linda. Thank you so much for sharing that. And yes, that's a very detailed spreadsheet, but I think that would be amazing for many people. But just like you were saying, whatever it is, journaling is a very good thing to do, because even when it comes, even other kinds of journaling, right? When it comes out of our mind and goes onto paper, there's just research shows that there's just something to be said about that. But exactly what Suzette and Linda were saying, sometimes we don't think about that little lick or bite or whatever it might be. And we're doing that pretty consistently. And that does make a big difference. So thanks for sharing, ladies. That was wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for getting on with us this Saturday. We look forward to seeing you and invite someone to join you next week. We, would love to fill the room, but I hope everyone has a great first Saturday of June. I almost said July. Wow, that'd be way too fast. But I will see you guys next week.